Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, into the conversation. And Scott, you have a great stat, which is, and this is a little bit surprising to me, I don't know what's behind it, hope that you'll be able to explain that, but the idea that March is typically a bigger month for the VIX, that a lot of times it will pop up to 31. Do you see that happening this March, and what's behind that overall?
Abigail, if you go back 5, 10, 20 years, whatever you want, you will see that measured by the VIX, March is the most volatile month. And over the last 5 years, we have seen a peak at 31, which a 31 in the VIX, that is basically saying that the S&P is going to move in about a 2% range on a daily basis. So are we going to get that in March? I mean, boy, that would be a huge spike from where we are right now. But, you know, something interesting that happened a couple weeks ago in the VIX on the floor of the SIBO is there's this trader that's known out there by the name of 50 Cent. Big trader who every now and then will come in and buy hundreds of thousands of 50 cent VIX options. Well, he did this back on February 16th. He bought the May 50 strike calls for 50 cents. Now, is that a precursor to what may happen here? I don't know, but this is a stat that I think people really need to pay attention to.
Yeah, that's interesting because when 50 Cent was last involved, at least to my memory, one of the times it was Volmageddon, and then I think one of the other vol events also was when that particular trader was out there making those big bets on volatility spiking higher. Relative to March, something that I think that folks could be talking about, and actually for the entire year not getting a lot of attention right now, is the BOJ and the possibility of a shift in policy. What do you think is really going to be driving the action and the possibility of choppy action in the month of March?
Yeah, it's all going to come down to rates and yields, just like it has over the past few months. You know, the Fed is March 22nd, I think, and right now there's a little bit of a debate of 25 or 50 basis points is back on the table again. So the yield curve and where we go with rates, not just here in the U.S., but globally as well, whether it's in Japan with the yen, the euro, the pound, that is definitely going to be driving what we see in March, and I expect a lot of chop, Abigail.
So right now, stocks, most of the sectors are higher on the year, despite a little bit of a pullback here in the month of February for some. One sector, though, that's having a bit of a tough time after 2 big years, energy. You like it. Why, and what is your trade?
Right. Like it because if you look at the trend, every time we've seen one of these big dips, especially in stocks like Occidental Petroleum, Devon Energy, Valero, these moving averages, 50, 200-day moving averages have been tremendous support. Until I see that broken, I'm playing the game. I am going to stay with the strategy that has worked. So what I'm looking at in VLO is I'm selling the March 31st, it's quarterly option, the 130, 125 put spread. I can do that for about $1.75, collect $175. So my break even on that at the end of March is 128.25. If VLO happens to get down there, I want to be a buyer of that stock there anyway. So this is a way for me to get a little bit of a credit right now, hold the position, and if it does get down there and I happen to get assigned on my 130 put, great. I'm very happy to own VLO at 128.25.
Great perspective as always. Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Thanks for joining us for Options Insight today. It's snowy here as it is where you are. From New York, this is